My name is Royce Bable. I am the CEO of a company called Roycebee Creative. We do productions and partnerships. This is a production as well as a partnership. We are partnered with Crown Royal for this evening. This is called Sweet Auburn Stories. So a little bit of the history about Sweet Auburn Stories. In 2017, I think it was, or no, 2018. Yeah, 2018. So I work at A3C. It's a hip hop festival in the city, and I was like, okay, what can we do to celebrate Black History Month? We're a hip hop festival. We need to celebrate it in some way. And I spoke on this panel about a little earlier in the month, and I was like, yo, I really want to talk to icons in Atlanta because we have so many. I've lived elsewhere. I've lived in LA, lived in New York, lived elsewhere, and I was like, yo, what can we do to like honor the people that we have here in Atlanta, because there are so many people that have really influenced the way the city is changing, and you all live here, and so you know how quickly the city is changing if you have deep roots in Atlanta. And so I was like, look, let's talk to an icon, let's invite some cool people, and that's it. It doesn't have to be crazy, it doesn't have to be for the gram, it doesn't have to, like, literally just want to get some knowledge. Like, that's it. This is not for anything other than that and the 20 cameras that we have around. So that is, so yay, so that's for that. But this started then, and I was like, yo, this is really cool. People really liked it, and I really like doing it. And there are so many people in Atlanta that we have to honor. And this is not just Martin Luther King. Atlanta is not just Martin Luther King. Atlanta is not just Andrew Young. Atlanta is Mr. Willie Watkins. Atlanta is, you know, Dr. Herschel Challoner, who we've interviewed before. Atlanta is Judge Herbert Phipps, who we've interviewed before. And it's all of you. And we will eventually be those people that people are interviewing, drinking Crown Royal. And, you know, we're sitting here and we're, you know, sitting there looking sharp, and people are wanting to talk to us. So I just took it upon myself to do this and invite all of you, and thank you all for being here. So give yourselves a round of applause because you know, we're really a part of the new Atlanta and really what Atlanta is shaping up to be. And if we don't create ways and spaces to have these conversations, then it's my personal belief that we're failing ourselves and failing Atlanta. So anyway, enough about that. So this is Sweet Auburn Stories. As I mentioned, Crown Royal is our partner for this evening. If you would like to post on social media, we happily welcome that. Hashtag Sweet Auburn Stories. You'll see little picture frames with things around with that. Hashtag Word Studio. Where's Beyondy? ATL. Word Studio ATL. WERD Studio ATL. Please come in. Come in. Hi. Come in. What's up? Yes. This is not like, it seems stuffy, but it's not. Like, don't let it's not a stuffy thing. Really, I'm pretty informal, and so it's a beautiful space. I want to let Beyondy, who is the son of the gentleman who's a great guy, who really is the manager and the I guess proprietor of this space essentially. Just a little bit of history about the space, and I'll let Beyondy take over. This is the nation's first Black-owned radio station. So when civil rights leaders, including Dr. Martin Luther King, needed to broadcast to Black people in Atlanta about a protest, about a meetup, about anything, he would come here and do his broadcasting. And we decided to hold these here because of in reverence of this space. Because this is such an important space in Atlanta. You can see all of the iconography around. And after we're done, just take a moment to like look around. You'll notice some really cool gems. This was also, and I'm gonna let you tell it, but this is also an original Madam C.J. Walker hair museum. So you will see artifacts from a hair studio during the era of Madam C.J. Walker. So like priceless artifacts essentially. And I'll let Beyondy talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, wonderful. So I'm Beyondy. I'm glad you're okay. So one thing, it wasn't an original hair museum.
Bam.
It was one for Madam C.J. Walker hair salon. She had a few across the nation. This is just the Georgia, the Atlanta location. So this is Madam C.J. Walker beauty salon. And then upstairs was actually WERD, the first Black-owned and operated radio station.
That's right.
And then I think my favorite part about all of the history in this building is Martin Luther King's office was on the other side of this Great Wall of Vinyl, as people call it. So, yeah, there's just a lot of history within this building. So WERD was from 1948 to 1969. And now we're just reliving the history and sharing it with you all.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you all for coming. And if you're ever like around this area, if you're ever on Auburn or Edgewood, as I know we all party on Edgewood, like just make sure we're honoring this street and honoring the space and making sure that people, when they come in town and y'all are getting lit and we're all getting lit at the different brunches that they have around the city, that we talk about and make sure that people understand that Atlanta isn't just that this is one of the reasons why people come to Atlanta and why we have to continue to prop up these stories. And so that's why we're doing this. So, honored to have you, Mr. Willie A. Watkins. I'm super honored to have you and talk to you this evening. There's a lot to talk about. So we'll get right into it. What I'll do, this conversation is split up into a few parts. The first is something we call wordplay, W-E-R-D, play. Get it? So it's called wordplay, and it's essentially word association. So I'm going to hold up a word, and I just want to see what Mr. Watkins thinks about that word. So we've talked about a lot of things, so it could be anything. So we'll see what's in there, and then we have the conversation. So I'll talk to Mr. Watkins. We'll talk about a little bit about your history. I've read a little bit about you, and you've had a super interesting life, and I'm excited to kind of get into that conversation. And then we have questions from the audience. So that'll be the last like 10, 15 minutes or so. So feel free to ask him questions. He is a vault of knowledge. We've already chatted before just so I could become familiar with him. And he didn't think I was just some weird guy. And and that's how we'll go tonight. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So I will start by reading a bio that I kind of pieced together from various bios that you have online. But so here we go. Frequenting funerals as a young boy in rural Georgia, later becoming a licensed funeral director and embalmer, and ultimately a bona fide mortuary mogul, Mr. Willie A. Watkins has likely spent as much time in the presence of the deceased as he has amongst the living. Mr. Watkins is an undertaker for Atlanta's black elite, rappers, and entertainers, and thousands of other Atlantans, including Coretta Scott King. Watkins organized the funerals of Coretta Scott King, Lillian Miles Lewis, Congressman John Lewis's wife of over 50 years, hip-hop star Shawty Lowe, family members of Usher Raymond, and Real Housewives of Atlanta star Phaedra Parks. So a few people we might know. Established in 1982 in Atlanta's historic West End community, the Willie A. Watkins Funeral Home brand is synonymous with service. The primary location is staffed around the clock, every day of the year, to serve the community whenever needed. In every regard, Willie A. Watkins Funeral Home lives its motto, where the name is service. It is now Atlanta's busiest mortuary, presiding over more than 1,500 funeral services a year, and collectively staffed by more than 85 people working at 5 locations that lays to rest roughly 1,500 people a year. Mr. Watkins gives back to the community in a myriad of ways and is an active participant of numerous boards and organizations. So, welcome. Thank you, Mr. Willie A. Watkins.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for being here. All right. Was that correct? Because I stole that from places that seem reputable. Okay.
That's correct.
Cool. Okay, including the website and others. All right. So we'll start with a game I like to call wordplay. Got it? Great. Okay, so here we go. Mr. Watkins, let's see what we have as the first word here. Soul.
Soul. Into soul.
Soul.
Body, soul.
Body, soul.
Soul.
Your soul. Human soul?
Human soul.
Human soul.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. All right. Purpose.
Driven.
Driven. Ooh, okay, you're quick. Some people are like, purpose, what do you mean? All right. Duty.
Be on time.
Be on time. Is that a knock at me?
Well, it's your duty to be on time.
It is.
I mean, that's
It
a lot
is.
of it just would come to your mind.
Yeah.
And so with me, duty means, I could name some other word, but
Yeah.
they just hit me and said duty,
Be on time.
be on time.
Is that a big thing? I'm guessing in your business that's a huge thing.
That's the young lady behind me.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
actually, I do, before we move on, I do want to make sure I recognize a couple of people as well. Jelani is Mr. Watkins' assistant, as well as she's basically running the show, essentially, at the West End location. You walk into the Willie A. Watkins Funeral Home in West End, and she's the one, like, making everything happen. So thank you for coming. Thank you for helping us set this up, as well as Mr. Reggie Haslam Sr. He was our guest at our July Sweet Auburn Stories. And after I interviewed Mr. Haslam, you know, what I do is I actually ask the person who we interview who should be next, right? And he was like, "Oh, I have a guy for you, Willie Watkins," and I've heard his name because I'm from Atlanta, and so I thought it was a natural connection. So I've already asked you that question. So we'll see who we come up with next. But thank you all for being here. And also, I'd also like to say that after our conversation and after we talked about you being really an entrepreneur and a game changer in the transportation industry, I realized that these conversations were really industry focused, right? So like I want to start focusing these conversations around icons who have really helped propel an industry for our community. So transportation, mortuary service. And so we might have some, you know, other industry specific conversations coming up, all right?
Idiot.
I didn't even say it. Donald Trump. He said idiot. All right? Okay, I agree with you. Instagram.
Way before my time.
Wait for your time. Did you miss that? You all have an Instagram for the funeral home. Yeah,
yes,
I checked it out. Yeah, I was like, I didn't know what was
Well,
going to be
have
on it though. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because I didn't know if I was like going to
Jelani,
see it
they
with,
have
like
it.
deceased people. I didn't know what it was going to be, but it was more brand stuff. So it was good. Personal brand.
Willie Watkins.
Yeah, I put this one here because as I was reading about you, I realized that you realized your personal brand quite early.
Correct.
And you have stuck to it
That's right.
until this very second.
That's right.
And I think now one thing we talk about in you know amongst my friends is how everyone now is their own personal brand manager, right? With Instagram, with social media, with everybody being an entrepreneur, at least in the circles in which I roll, like everyone's an entrepreneur in some way, and you have to manage your personal brand. I think more so than ever before.
Right.
But it's really interesting to see someone that had that vision and really managed their personal brand from a young age. So
right.
yeah, so I thought that was interesting. So personal brand, Willie Watkins.
That's right.
Good. Do we have to say the A every time? Is that a part of
No,
it?
just Willie Watkins.
Oh, just Willie Watkins. Okay.
I'll tell you a story about it.
Hot girl summer. Hot girl summer.
Young girls.
Young girls. All right. Yeah, this is true. This is true. So this is actually a phrase coined by a very eloquent lady, Megan Thee Stallion. She is an up and coming rapper, and I just wanted to throw that in there because it was on my mind. It was on my mind. Yeah, it was on my mind. I was like, oh, why not? Why not throw that in there?
Yeah.
Guns.
I don't have nothing to do with them.
You don't have anything to do with them.
No.
I don't either. I'm sure you see a lot of people that come
That's
through
it, yeah.
your spot that have been victim of that. And then I think this is our last one, West End.
Willie A. Watkins.
Willie A. Watkins.
Historical.
All right.
Historical West End Chapel.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. Well, thank you. That's wordplay. All right. So now into our conversation, and again, I'm very honored to talk with you because you've done a lot, and your accomplishments are actually insane. So I want to talk a little bit about duty, right? Because as I was reading a little bit about you, you've pretty much known where you were going to be from a very early age. I mean, how early did you know that you wanted to be in mortuary science?
Well, actually, I started off at. First, let me say thank you for having me here.
Yeah, thank you.
It's an honor for me to be here among I only know two people here.
Yeah,
But just see young people interested in knowing about
yeah,
on Sweet Auburn Avenue.
yeah.
And I was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, but I was actually raised in Scottsdale, Georgia,
Right.
by my grandmother.
Right.
And my grandmother used to take me to funerals all the time, because that was the hottest thing going at that time. On Sunday, you died on Sunday,
Yeah.
you get buried the next Sunday.
Right.
And we always knew, okay, so if we have a funeral that Sunday,
Yeah.
then we go some chicken, some
Right.
potato salad,
Right.
chocolate cake,
Right.
all the good food.
Yeah.
Because we had a repast after the
Right.
service.
So you were like funeral hopping.
My grandma would take
Your
me to
grandma,
funerals.
right? Okay. Okay. Okay.
I don't know.
Right,
Grandma
right.
be sitting talking, and she would say, "Well, Miss so and so done died."
Right.
I'm sitting there listening to her, and
Right.
And then next, well, I guess we had to go to a funeral.
Right.
Funeral tomorrow, Saturday.
Right.
And when it was Sunday, it was gonna be on a Sunday.
Right.
Anyway, so one time we were viewing someone.
Yeah.
It could have been a man or a lady.
Yeah.
And my grandma said he sure looked good.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, and I already touched the man, really, because see
Right.
some men, you
Right.
walking.
Right.
I said, Grandma.
Oh, you touched the dead body.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I've been going with it so long.
Yeah.
Touching it.
Right. Right.
But this time, when she said it to me, it kind of struck me.
Uh-huh.
She said he sure looked good. I said, Grandma, how you say he looked good and he dead?
Right.
She said, boy, don't ask me nothing about that. If I say he look good dead, he look good dead. And y'all know how grandma used to do.
Right.
Y'all don't have older grandmothers, okay?
Right. Right.
So that stayed on my mind. Grandma said the man looked good.
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
And so she never would mention it anymore. So it stayed on my mind that I need to find out why grandma said this man looked dead. So I ventured out in the funeral service, wanted to be an undertaker
Yeah.
at an early age.
Yeah.
And let's say at 8 years old.
Yeah.
I've been doing this since I was 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I got a job in the funeral home when I was 13,
Yep.
and I moved in the funeral home when I was 14 because I was on a mission
At Thornton, right?
at Thornton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I was reading is that, you traveled back by bus. So when did you all move to Atlanta from Scottsdale?
I guess I would probably. I guess I must have been about 10, 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you would travel from Atlanta to go to the funerals back at Scottsdale.
That's right, because I went to look. My grandma was like, well, you've been raised by her.
Right.
I always,
Want to
wanted
go
be
back.
around her
Yeah.
for a
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
time. And I did all the way until she died.
Right.
I guess I must be 22 or 23 years old.
Yeah.
When she died. But every Sunday,
Yeah.
I always went back.
You
to
would go
Scottsdale,
back.
where
Yeah.
Scottsdale.
Yeah. So and Mother Gwen.
Mother Gwen.
Mother Gwen is her name. So and then you started working for Thornton Mortuary
Yeah.
in high school, and then you eventually moved into the
Moved to
mortuary.
Florida at 14.
Okay, so talk about like vision, right? Like, your family, your immediate family moves you to a city. You go back to the other city to be with your grandma, but also to go to the funerals and eat the chicken and see if they look good.
That's right.
Right? But then also like you're starting to get a better understanding of the whole business and what that looks like. And then after you moved into Thornton Mortuary, so was this like a full-time live-in situation?
Yeah, I'd say that at night. But let me go back a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just ironic that we speak about that. The funeral home that serviced the people in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
We're right here on Auburn Avenue.
Okay.
Which is Cox Brothers Funeral Home
Yes.
up the street here.
Yeah.
And they always used to come to Scottsdale and the men be dressed nice with suit and ties.
Right,
and
right.
Driving Cadillacs,
Right.
that was something else
Right.
at that time.
Right.
And everybody wanted to ride in a shiny Cadillac.
Right.
And those didn't have a Cadillac, but they had to wait till they died.
Right.
To ride in one.
Yes, I have a personal experience with that. Not with death,
but
I
I'm
wanted
saying-
to ride in a.
Yeah,
I
well,
wanted to ride in one. When
But
someone died, I know it was like I don't know why I wanted to ride in a limousine.
That's the reason why
Someone
you see, people don't really have to have a limousine,
Right.
but because of the fact you're saying that to us black people, you're saying
Right.
traditionally we want to be chauffeured,
Right.
okay,
Right.
in a limousine,
Right. The service.
just serving,
Yeah.
in a black Cadillac,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
by somebody to take us to our loved one homegoing celebration.
Right. Right.
Okay.
So at 14, you moved
I
into
moved
a
into
mortuary.
yes.
Okay.
I wanted
You-
to get more in and to find out what it was, okay?
So duty, right? And so you noticed this, and then you enrolled in Morehouse,
Correct.
when it was time for school,
Yep.
and then you told Dr. Benjamin E. Mays
That's right.
that you were leaving
That's right.
to go to mortuary
Mortuary
college.
school, yeah.
Right. So he lives in a mortuary. He goes back to Scottsdale to attend funerals, comes back to Atlanta to live in the mortuary.
That's right.
Then you go to Morehouse and you leave and go, okay, I've lived in a mortuary. I want to leave. And you actually had a conversation with Dr. Mays.
Correct.
And said, hey, I want to go to mortuary.
Well, basically what happened was that, my desire has always been, I went all the way through school.
Yeah.
High school.
Yeah.
Working at the funeral home.
Right.
That's why I learned my basic training on how to be a man.
Right.
By presenting myself as grown.
Right.
Before I was grown, you see, because I was
Right.
grown people, so therefore I had to present myself as a man, and doing everything I do. I had to
Yeah.
be more mature.
Right.
Than I want to say more mature, but I still did everything.
Yeah.
That a young man would do. I played football in high school.
Right.
So I did everything that I needed to do, enjoy myself. But the reason why it happened that way, I was living with my mother there, and I'm the oldest of 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so we would sleep at 4 to 4. You don't know about that, do you?
No.
2 up and 2 down.
Oh, I've
the
heard
bed.
of this. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I would have to go upstairs one day
Yeah.
at the funeral home,
Yeah.
and they had an upstairs bedroom.
Right.
And I asked him about it, and he said, well, I said, that bedroom, I said, what is it used for? He said, well, I stay here at night myself when I have to be working late at night, and I just stay here and rest. I said, well, do you mind if I sleep up there? He said, what?
Right. Who
believe
did
it.
you tell this to?
I told him Mr. Thornton.
Okay, Mr. Thornton. Okay.
Yeah. He said, what? I said, yeah. I said, I like to stay here at night.
Right.
You see, because, I can sleep. I got a bed, I have a TV up there.
Right.
So I said, I like to stay here.
Right.
So he told me to tell my mother, ask my mother and dad about it. My daddy didn't like it.
Right.
Oh,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
You want to leave the house and go sleep with
14
deceased
years
people.
old, talking about,
Yeah.
want to stay with dead folks.
Yeah. How did that go?
My mother was fair with it because she knew that I often talked about
Right.
how I wanted to be an undertaker.
Right.
And I really I was fascinated
Right.
about what I wanted to learn about it. And after I got into it, the embalming part, after I mastered the embalming part,
Yeah.
I wanted to really get into the whole art of doing funeral service in itself.
Right.
So he didn't like it, and my mother said, well, it's all right with me. And I told him just straight up, I said, look, regardless of what you say or do whatever, I said, y'all call the juvenile people, old man, whatever. I said, but I'm not going to be he ran a shoe shop.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not going to be fixing shoes.
Right.
So therefore, I'm going to go and stay at the funeral home, and you have to do what you got to do.
Right.
So I got to go.
Right. And you were the oldest of 10.
I was older than 10.
So you being the oldest, you really noticed what you wanted to do super early.
Yeah.
Told your dad, I'm going to live with the dead.
Did it.
And I'll be down the street, but my friends won't be alive.
Yeah.
And I'll be there. So I don't know what would have happened if I would have brought that up to you.
But let me tell you something about the funeral home.
Yeah.
Because in fact, Mr. Thornton was kind of innovative in his thinking, doing whatever.
Yeah.
We had a basketball court outside the funeral home.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a swimming pool outside the funeral home.
Okay.
So the kids would always come to, my kids,
So it's like a community.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the fellas and I.
Oh, okay.
They always came to the funeral home.
Okay.
And work around there with me or did whatever necessary to be done, and it was just a good outlet for us. Okay. Because we swam in the pool and played basketball together, whatever, and it was just like they didn't really want to be around the dead. As long as I didn't have take them to the embalming room, they were fine.
Right.
But then when it got time for that, I had to stay there and I had to have somebody go on the call with me.
Right.
And I was 16. We still doing driving and making things happen. When we come in, I give them $20.
Yeah.
If they went on dead, call with me. And they said,
Wait, say that one more time.
I would give them $20 if they went on dead, call with me.
A dead
Which
call.
we call a first call.
Oh, okay.
First call. That when somebody died at the house.
Right. And you
or
go.
died at the hospital.
Okay.
You got to go and pick it up. Even back then, we was an ambulance service for black people too, because white folk wouldn't pick up black folks. Okay.
Oh wow.
So therefore, the funeral home also had to provide ambulance service for for them too. And that's another way I was able to stay there, because when we got the call at night, I'd be the one to answer the phone. But
Okay.
the other men, we had to go on the call. But when it
Right.
came, I have to do it too sometimes myself.
Right.
Then I used to call my friends up and tell them, listen, I got a dead call. I'll be back to pick you up. Well, they were glad to make that $20.
Right.
$20 in the 60s, 70s.
Right.
That
To
was-
pick up
that was the money. Just go pick it up.
yeah.
Yeah,
And,
I'm doing all the work. I tell you,
Yeah.
just get the leg and just
Right.
pull it.
Okay, and then that's super interesting to me that you had this vision and this duty super early on, because it's lasted you even today. Because when I was talking with Jelani, she was even telling me, like, you still make it a point to attend every funeral.
Everything.
At all the homes though?
No, just
Just the West End.
West
one?
End.
Okay,
West
I
End.
was like, now
But
that
I do go to others when we
you take a chopper from here to
it just depends. It will slow.
Right.
And I need to go up there, and somebody search
right,
have died.
right,
And I need to show my face. I go up there, different towns.
right,
And show my face in it. But basically, said West End is the mothership.
right.
Okay, and since it's a mothership, I got to make the mothership keep working.
That's right.
And they call Willie Watkins, so I expect they want to see Willie Watkins. So since they want to see Willie Watkins, I'm gonna show up at the service and let them know I really appreciate it.
Yeah. That's incredible. So you've really had this like concept of duty since you were 8 years old, which is baffling to me. That and now you've seen it play out exactly, I guess, how you wanted to, and we'll get to that a little bit later. So let's talk about business on Auburn Avenue, because at each one of this is called Sweet Auburn Stories. At each one of these conversations, I do want to paint the picture a little bit about what Auburn Avenue was. So we're here on Hilliard. Auburn Avenue is the perpendicular street here, and it was known as the richest black street in America at one point, because during segregation, whites and blacks couldn't operate businesses in the same place, etc. And so everyone would come to Auburn Avenue to get business handled, including yourself. And so on this corridor, it helped actually jumpstart your business, and we talked a little bit about that. So can you tell us a little bit about the mothership, and then how you got the money for the West End spot that you call the mothership? Have you all seen the West End funeral home, by the way? Yeah, some of you have. It's a beautiful, beautiful Victorian mansion right in West End, right on Abernathy, I guess, right?
Two buildings.
Two buildings.
Two mansions. Yeah.
Two mansions. Slight word. Two mansions. So what I would like to tell everyone is how you got it. And the reason I want to talk about that is because I think it tells a super interesting story about community and how we had to band together as a community. And then also about money. Because I'm still blown away at the property.
Okay.
Let's talk about that.
Okay. Well, when I decided at 32, well, I guess I was
28?
28, yeah.
Yeah.
I was 28, and I knew I wanted to go in business. So I decided that I started looking for a place for me to go in business. It's a location, and this Victoria home was sitting on the corner of People and Ralph David, well, that's Gordon Street then.
Yeah. Before Ralph David.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gordon Street. Yeah. And I was looking at it, and it was a dentist's office. And the doctor had changed to a dentist's office. Actually, it was the Colonel Howell, who Atlanta used to be called Terminus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Terminus, okay. And the park that right next door to me, all of that was this corner land, okay. And he had sold it and gave the park to the city. And this other man, Dr. Rounds, bought it and had turned it into a dentist's office.
Okay.
Well, during that time, some of the changes had started happening over in West End. I think Reggie Haskins had built a house over there. Didn't you remodel a house over there in West End during the same time before I opened up? And that's how he and I became to know each other.
And
But
also, you owned a limo service.
Yeah,
Before
owned it,
this.
yep.
So before the funeral business,
Yeah, yeah.
he had a limo business.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that is how they linked up.
Yeah,
So if you
yeah.
came to the last Sweet Auburn Stories, Mr. Haslam transported a lot of black celebrities.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
he would do the transportation. He would bring them in the city,
That's
and
right.
you would ride them around.
Right around. That's
Okay,
right. Yeah.
that's how
Yeah,
this
he put me in
happened.
touch with a lot of. Listen, we transport a
Yeah.
lot of way better, a lot of black entertainment.
Yeah.
Entertainers. You hear Luther and what is it? Ray
Commodores
Charles,
and-
the Commodores.
Yeah.
You name it,
We did it.
we did it. Yeah, he was the only black person that had a bus company, and I was on one that had limousine service that we did about 90% of all the entertainment, black entertainment that came in this city. So that was just help. Let me just say that that paved my way to do what I wanted to do,
Right.
and keep everything running.
Right.
But anyway, I went into the the dentist's office, and white man, he was sitting in his chair, in the dentist's chair, my head back. And I said, sir, I know you have this building up for sale. Yeah, I do, sure do. He said, yeah, what you want to do with it? No, he said, what you want to acquire? I said, well, I like to buy it. Would you like to sell it? He said, yeah, all of y'all been coming here and want to buy it, but
Right.
nobody got no money.
Right.
I said, no kidding, sir. He said, yeah. I said, well, how much do you want for the building? He said, I don't know. Well, first off, before I want to tell you how much what I want for it, you need to just give me some money and come back with a contract,
Right.
and then we'll talk about it.
Right.
I said, what? He said, yeah, you know, give me some money and then come back with a contract and we'll talk about it. Because I got so many of y'all coming here wasting my time.
Right. Just
He
give
said,
me
"They
some
ain't
money.
got no
Right.
money.
Right.
So I told my relative, I said, we're going to give him a check for $10,000. I gave him a check for $10,000. And I said,
At 28?
At 28, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then he said, okay. I said, I told him we'll be back. Told him to tell him we'll be back. We went back.
Yeah.
And he and I sat down and he said, what do you think you want to give him for it? I said, well, man, I said, look, let's keep it at, he said what we want to do. So let's keep it at $59,000
For the mansion.
for the match. Yeah.
$59,000 for a mansion in
For the
West
mansion,
End.
yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
This is what you were gonna propose to him.
That's what I
Okay.
Okay, so I take it back to him with the contract, where my agent present the contract to him, and he didn't want to look at it. He said, oh man, I don't want to deal with that. And then he looked at it. He said, you think I'm gonna give this building away for that money? I said, well, sir, you told me that I'm gonna give a proposal
Right.
for what I wanted for it, and this is what I'm doing for you.
Right.
I said, so therefore, this is my proposal. I'm not gonna settle from that. I ain't gonna settle for that. No, I'm not gonna settle.
Right.
Just like that. I said, this sir, then you kindly give me my check back.
Right.
And we
Your
won't-
$10,000 because you left it with
$10,000. I
him.
left him with
Right,
$10,000.
right.
Well, he said to me, well, I ain't got the money now. I said, why you don't have the money now? He said, he's already deposited the money in the bank to make sure you for real. I said, well, okay. I said, well, then you can just write me a check. But no, I ain't gonna do that. Let me look at that contract again.
Right.
He said, you seem like an honest young man. You all right with me. You stern, straightforward with what you wanted. And he said, I'm gonna believe in you. I'm gonna sign off for this contract and let you have it for that amount of money.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what happened.
I mean, we're gonna wrap up. No, I'm joking, but that was so the mansion that we look at today, the white mansion in West End, $59,000.
What year?
Yeah.
That was 78.
1978.
Yeah.
$59,000.
Yeah, 1978.
And now, I mean, now it's worth a little more.
But
maybe like
the
62.
rest could attest to those houses. You probably paid less than that too for your, didn't you? Because it's all about fixing up, doing whatever,
Mm-hmm.
The fleet was what happened. People, they were leaving West End,
Right.
And if you had some money, you could really buy them at but going back to what happened, I had to go to the bank, and the bank loaned me the money,
Yeah.
$69,000, to renovate it
Got it.
to a funeral home.
Got it.
And after I got it renovated and everything to the funeral home,
Yeah.
I didn't have no money. Cause the bank didn't give me no money.
Right.
And they said, "No, you on your own now." That's how black banks used to do us. Or not only black bank, any bank. They only give you not what you need, but they give you what you don't need. Well, let's put it like that. They give you enough to think you're gonna fail, so then they can acquire the property.
Wow.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, that's any bank. That was back then, because they property was valuable going
Yeah.
up. So I got it fixed, got everything done. Being able to save. My grandma always told me this, and I tell y'all this. My grandma's always told me, money is this: you make some, you save some, you spend some, then you hide some. The important part I said about that is the hiding some.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing, because you always remember grandma. Grandma, you go to grandma, she always got some what?
Got some money.
She got some money.
Had money. I
And
know,
grandma
but
didn't have that
she's
much
not
money.
rich. Like, why you got money then?
Yeah, grandma got money. You come and grandma had $20, $30, $50.
Right.
She'll say, "Wait a minute, I'll be right back."
Right.
And give it to you. Just say,
Right.
"Come back."
Right.
Because that's what grandma told you. You got to know how to hide some.
Right.
And that's how I learned. I learned how to hide the money. And I was able to renovate it,
Yeah.
furniture it, do whatever.
Yeah.
And about the third bodies or so, about the third families I saw that came in to make arrangements.
Yeah.
This particular family came in, and they gave me an insurance policy. And I tried to figure out. I already had been blackballed by the black undertakers in the town here.
Right.
Yeah, they had told the people that I was no good.
Because you bought a mansion, you got your hot stuff
I'm
coming in. Right.
I'm a hustler.
Right.
And doing whatever, because I was that type of person that they couldn't see. How you come here doing all of this? But my grandma wisdom is good for you.
Right.
If you take heed to it.
Right.
And I took heed to it and saved the money. But anyway, by me, when I before at going to mortuary school at night, I got a job at Citizens Trust Bank in the daytime.
Yeah.
And that enabled me to be able to interact with all of the let's put it, the number of people here in this city here.
Yeah.
Now this whole Auburn Avenue here, every corner was numbers.
Do we know what
Y'all know
numbers
numbers
people
is?
are? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
It's a lottery now, but we call it a number.
Right. So
Black
it's
folk call it
essentially
number.
a gambling.
Yeah. Well, you could go in and if you got 321, you put 5 on it. You okay?
Right.
And you 5
your
on
thing,
it.
yeah.
You may get $100.
Right.
The 321 come out. Okay?
Right. So you can go to different numbers people.
Yeah, you go to
Okay.
different number of people.
Like
up
a
and down,
store.
Up and down, that's right, up and down Auburn Avenue. The Charlie Cato, the Henry Wynn,
Yeah.
the Q.P. Jones,
Yeah.
Urban Favors, and
Yeah.
all of it. Well, I was able to, by being at the bank, they always had to come to the bank.
Yeah.
To banking.
Yeah.
And since I was the youngest person at the bank.
Yeah.
They in turn, I went to school with their kids.
Yeah.
So therefore, they would always come and talk with me about what they wanted to do, and I was able to befriend them.
Mm-hmm.
So this particular day, I went in and I was trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I got this insurance policy. This lady got to be buried. I got to buy a casket. I
Right.
got to buy a vault.
Right.
I got to pay for open closing. Cause a long time ago, they just come in and get a funeral director, the undertaker, the whole policy.
Oh.
And they make it selected. They give you the policy that tell you, you take up whatever out and then you pay me the rest.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, they give you the whole life insurance policy?
Yeah.
Oh.
You take assignment on whatever you picked out and paid. You take assignment on it, and then you turn it into an insurance company, and the insurance company will pay you money. Well, that's going to take 30 to 45 days.
Right.
Because you got to get a death certificate.
Right, right.
Proof of death.
Right.
You want to get your money from your insurance company.
Right. No
Meantime,
email. No. Right.
This is it.
Right. So is this a mail situation? You like get it, mail it off? Gotta wait for it to come
Well,
back.
no, you're going to get everything together, pack it, take it down to the insurance company yourself. You
Okay.
weren't trusting no mail system.
Okay.
I mean, they had all the insurance companies here in Atlanta.
Okay.
Most all the major insurance companies down here, Life of Georgia and
Yeah.
all the other kind of insurance companies during that time. You take it to the insurance company and they'll file it and give you a receipt that
Got it.
they did receive it.
Okay.
Well, this particular time, I was trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this later. I said, I got to get this money to them. I got to bury it later. I said, and I said, they'll close the window, they'll close the door on me, and I can't get no credit because they said I'm a crook. But you know, I tell you this, my grandma always told me you can be anything you want in life. You got to learn how to do two things that long. You got to learn how to stay prayerful, and you got to stay focused. As long as you stay prayerful and stay focused, God will always direct your path to do what you need to do. And that's why I always rely on prayer, and God direct me into what I have to do for the people. Well, God opened up the window and told me to go out that window. And when I went out that window, I came right down here on Auburn, right here, Auburn and Bale. You know what Auburn and Bale is? You go right down, it's right here, Auburn and Bale. What's this, 1, 2,
Oh, okay.
3 lights.
Okay.
3 lights, Auburn and Bale. There's 3 lights down on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Well, down there was a man named, he was the number of the kingpin. His name was Buttermilk. We call him Buttermilk.
Right.
Okay. I goes into Buttermilk office there, everybody playing pool.
Oh, he has an office.
Well, I mean, you had a little scoop in the back.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It was a pool house.
I'm like, is it like what's the okay?
No, it was a pool
Just
house.
like a room, like some
Yeah,
people.
well,
Okay.
they had the laundry. The laundry was a front for a laundry store for you to bring your laundry
Got it.
there.
Okay.
But they played numbers in the laundry.
In the back.
there,
Okay. Got it.
Same way you go to the liquor store right up street here.
Right.
Where H&M liquor store was. Okay.
Right.
That were owned by Henry Wynn and Charlie Cato.
Right.
You go buy liquor in there.
Right.
And you play numbers in there in that place. Okay.
Got it. Okay.
So I go in and he said, "Hey, Watkins, how you doing, boy?" I said, "I'm doing great."
Right.
How business? I said, "Well, business is doing fine. I'm trying to grow it, make it big." I said, "But I said, look, Mr. Buttermilk." I said, I need a favor." I said, "I need a favor." He said, "What you need, boy? What you need?" He said, "I need $1,000. I need to borrow, get $1,000." Boy, let me tell you, he cursed me out like I wasn't nothing. You son of a bitch, you ain't. Y'all young boys ain't got no money. You ain't got no business to be in their business.
Right.
You ought to have some money going, bitch. You should have stayed over there with the old man Thornton.
Right.
He would have come in and asked about the money. He
Right.
cursed me out. I mean, he really cursed me out. But let me tell you something. At the end, when he finished cursing, I went back, I said, "Mr. Murphy, I need that $1,000. He said, "Boy, did I just get through cursing you out?" I said, "Yeah, you cursed me out, but I still need that $1,000.
Right.
He stood up and said, "Boy, you something else."
Right.
He said, "You said something." He said, "I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm gonna let you have that $1,000, and you be back here tomorrow at 3:00, and Shirley go have your money. Shirley had the money for you."
Yeah.
So I walk out of the door, and he said to me, he said, "Forget where you got it from." You know what I mean, don't you? Forget where you got it from. I said, "Thank you, Mr. Murphy." Well, stay on my money when I done. So now, this is what Mr. Murphy is going to do, Charlie. He's going to go up the street here, and Mr. Murphy go talk to every one of the kingpins on these different corners, okay?
Right.
Well, the kingpin was Mr. Murphy.
Right.
And Henry Wynn
Got it.
and Charlie Cato.
And they were
Now,
the
do
biggest.
you remember Henry Wynn? Henry Wynn ran Supersonic Attraction. He brought in all of the black entertainment in the city here, okay?
Got it.
Actually, he had the restaurant right there. What's the name of the restaurant? Be on the corner there. Corner of Auburn and... Yeah, I got you. I'll but that's why I can tell the whole story about
Sweet
it.
Auburn, yeah.
Sweet Auburn. But he owned a Peacock and all of that.
Oh, okay.
You know, Royal Peacock. You heard about
Yes.
Royal Peacock?
Yeah.
With the San Susan and all that. Yeah.
I don't
all
know
that.
Sad Susan.
Yeah, it was right across the street. Yeah, right across the
Is
street.
it a restaurant?
No, it was for the younger
Oh.
people.
Okay.
See, the Peacock was for the older people.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Sad Susie was the young. Okay.
It was right across the street.
Got it.
For the
Okay.
younger people.
Okay. Got
That's
it.
why he brought in maybe whatever young singers were singing.
Right.
He'll bring them in and do whatever.
Right. And for context, the Royal Peacock is where like Sam Cooke and everybody, when they would come to Atlanta, that's where they perform because they couldn't perform in the white clubs.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So they would come here on Auburn, perform, sell out a house, do the whole thing, and perform right here on Auburn Avenue because they couldn't go in other spaces.
That's correct. That's correct. So where was I? So what happened was I knew he was going up and speak to every one of the people.
Right.
So and so, Willie Watkins came down here and he had nobody buried that day. That's how focused on my mind. I was
Right.
So once the people paid me, I got the money from the insurance company, I went to the bank and cashed the check, and I came back down here and paid and brought him his money, and he gave me 10 $100 bills. I gave him 10 $100 bills back, and he said, "Boy, you all right?" I said, "Yes, sir." I said, I want to do right. I want to do right about it. He said, "Well, whatever you ever need, you let me know." Well, that's hit my mind. He told me, "Don't forget where you got it from." Now I brought it back to you. He said, "Whatever you need." Mm-hmm. So what I did creative financing of my funerals from 1982 to probably 94, 96. Creative financing with them going down and just getting whatever I need, bringing the money back to them. But the bigger part of that is that once they saw that I was going to stay, they trusted me. They said, "Look, this is what we need," because if y'all know these young people, so they understand. See, number of people always have their runners, they have the catchers, they have the lookout people, and all this, okay? But they got to take care of those people. They got families.
Right.
So when something happens in the family, death or whatever, or they need money,
right?
They came to Charlie them and made sure the people were taken care of.
Yeah.
Well, they said the same thing with me. They said, "This is what we want to do. We need for you to come in and with us. And when somebody died in one of these people's family, you just need to give us a decent service for us to be able to take care of our friends and take care of their loved one in a decent manner."
Right.
And from that time, that would turn my life around, turn my business around, because I started burying all the people who were down the street that were dying or whatever. And then I just started. Let me tell you, we started talking about Auburn Avenue. I got fun memories about Auburn Avenue because it was what it was, here. I mean, even the service station.
Yeah.
You know where Sweet Auburn
Seafood. Yeah.
Seafood.
Yeah.
Well, that was a service station.
Yeah.
Well, Oscar Hall had a service station there. He played numbers. He booked numbers in there. Okay.
Yeah.
So, in other words, even on Hunter Street, Simpson Road, black folk were living good in the city before all of everything you see here now.
Right.
The number of people you said always, would take care of the preacher, the church, the politician, and everybody. Okay,
Right.
They may not be seen with them,
But it was
they
a part
always
of the
sit somebody
ecosystem.
else. They did. But that's just a part of how Atlanta grew to be named Sweet Auburn Avenue, because of the fact is, and if you wanted money and you really trustworthy, they were like the bank.
Right.
Because black folk couldn't really go in the bank and
Right.
get it, but if you had the connection, they'll finance you to do what you got to do. But
Nice.
that's how I came about it in my
Nice.
business, and I took it from there. And
Nice.
whatever you want to know.
Yeah. That creative finance, and
That's
then
right.
the rest is history.
For now, that's rest.
Yeah. No, that's really interesting because, again, still going to these like visionary moments. I'm just curious, is like, since you've had this vision, you knew you wanted to buy a Victorian home. You knew, and that's specifically why you bought this. You knew you wanted to be kind of a mortuary magnate, essentially. Like, what is your biggest vision? Or are you living it?
I'm living it.
Okay.
I'm living it.
Yeah.
I'm able to see something that most people in my business don't see. They did, and their families is carrying on.
Yeah.
What they have started.
Yeah.
I'm able to see it blossom in the way it is now, to be to be doing what we're doing, and I can be able to. I praise God every morning about it. I mean, really, I do, because God had afforded me the opportunity to live the way He wanted me to live, and that's to live life, and not worry about death, but enjoy life, and do things that's going to make you happy. So that's what I live for.
Yeah.
But I'm glad Jolana's back there, but she still tell you, I
Yeah.
still got some choice words for him.
Yeah.
Oh, I got some choice words for them.
Yeah.
To let something go wrong, and it is their problem.
Right.
The reason why it is.
Right.
And the first thing I tell her, I said, do you think we would have this conversation
Right.
if you hadn't done what you done?
Right.
Okay? Always remember that.
Right.
Okay? You may be the source or reason why we're going through this. This is why I give you tough love, because I want to let you know that whatever you're doing is going to reflect how the outcome going to be if you don't do it the right way.
Right.
You see, because it's all about serving people, and once you get it serving God people, and you serve God people right, God will always give you a blessing.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah. And because you deal with people who are deceased every day, what has that taught you about the world of the living? Right? You deal with people that you... And can we silence our... Yeah, just vibrate and all that. Just...
Now, let me see it clear for you. You said... I deal with the deceased every day.
So what does dealing
I deal
with...
with the living every
You with
day.
the living as well. Yeah. But what is like dealing with people who are deceased taught you about the world of the living?
Well, you need to live life and try to live life, to the fullest of what God would have you to live life for. Mm-hmm. Because you never know when death going to happen. Mm-hmm. You see, so that's what I would say, that the greater part about it is just enjoying life. Mm-hmm. Because things happen that you really wouldn't thought. When I had family come in and say she was all right, and I had a family come in the day, and I talked with her. The lady, she said her daughter was all right, but somehow or another the hospital did something wrong, and now she's burying her daughter. Okay, the daughter she was a good girl. It wasn't nothing sick wrong, but something happened. Mm-hmm. But see, those things, but whatever your time is, it is going to be your time anyway. So therefore, but you got to understand, you got to live it. You got to live it like God would have you to live. Enjoy life. You saying, do things, take trips, do whatever you got to do, and enjoy life. Because you ain't to worry about death. No death gonna happen.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't even worry about it.
Right.
So
right.
But you got to understand things that you can do
right.
can contribute to your early death.
Right.
So therefore, you got to be cautious of what you do
right.
and be able to live according to the. I just believe like this.
Yeah.
You got to live according to the biblical way God will have you to do, because He said, "I came so you have life what more abundantly." So if that be the case, that the most important word He said, "I came so you have life more abundant." Abundant is already more, but He add more into it. So that means He wants you to enjoy life, and be able to live the life that He would have for you. So you would be able to just say, when all said and done, from the time you were born to the time you die, like you said, He lived. Mm-hmm. Not that He died.
He lived.
He lived.
Yeah.
He or she.
Right. Right. Yeah. That's super important. As an entrepreneur myself, I'm always really interested in, and I know we have a lot of entrepreneurs in the room too. Like, I'm really interested in the journey of entrepreneurs. So usually and with creatives as well, right? You have really big highs and really big lows.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's just a part of life, unlike, other careers which may be more stable and whatever. As an entrepreneur, if you're the person that's the CEO, the founder, etc., you can have super great wins, and then all of a sudden it crumbles. I'm curious to know, what would you say is your biggest accomplishment, and what has been your biggest failure?
Well, let me say this: my biggest accomplishment is this, and that is that I trust God. Number two, I have a good lawyer. Who's
your lawyer?
I have 3 of them.
Okay.
All right. And
Right.
and then I have good bankers.
Good bankers.
Yeah.
Good lawyers, good bankers, and God.
God.
Okay.
No, God.
God, good lawyers,
Then
good
a
bankers.
good lawyer.
Then the
a
good
banker.
bankers. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Got it.
you got to be able to.
No.
You got to be able to do it.
Got
And you
it.
got to have to, in doing that, because you have a good banker, you know that you got to also have your books right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because banks, just because you look good and come in there, they want to know what you're doing.
Right.
So you got to make sure you keep your books straight and pay your taxes, do what need to be done.
Right.
And be able to live like you live.
Right. Right.
You know.
Right.
Yeah, let's go back to that hiding part I said too.
Yeah. And so what's the failure been?
The failure in my life.
Or maybe it's not a failure, but what is a point that you that didn't go as you wanted it to go, or you're regretting now, or do you have regrets? Is that like a thing that you?
Let me say, as I'm doing what I'm doing now, I think about, about where I am now with my life now, and I enjoy my life. I enjoy it with certain people, whatever.
Yeah.
But sometimes I look at the fact. I have my daughters working there with me.
Yeah.
But I sometimes look at the fact. It's in it. If I was quote unquote family,
Yeah.
with a wife and whatever,
Right.
then how much stronger would my life would be, okay? Because it would help balance off my life, you see.
Right.
Because I was so strong hold in doing what I wanted to do.
Right.
And so I missed a lot of opportunity for that to happen.
Yeah.
Because of the fact is, nobody can really understand the work
Right.
you had to put into this in
Right.
this business. Okay?
Right.
And putting the work in this business, it gonna take a lot of time for you to be doing what you're doing and be able to do it and do it with consistency to be out there among the people. Now, if I had someone that understood that
Right.
and will get in there and work with me and build it, there's no telling where I would be.
Right.
But God had a plan for that, so God knew that as they would tell you, I'm married to the funeral home.
Yeah, that's what she told. Yeah, she said.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, is he married? She was like, to this funeral home. I was like, okay. Yeah, no, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And then my last question is, what, we have folks who are here from everywhere, all walks of life. What do you want New Atlanta to know about Old Atlanta? What do you want to leave us with in terms of, we have people who are building companies here, who are building lives, who are building families, legacies. What do you want us to know that's important from your very crucial, stages of you building your life and building your legacy here in Atlanta?
Well, I think the part that I would like everyone to understand, that we were doing good in Atlanta before you got here. That's when a lot of people wanted to come to Atlanta.
Before it arrived.
Yeah, before it arrived. And you have helped to build it to where it is.
Right.
The low part of that is how many people that you really run into
Right.
that is a great debater. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can count those people.
Yeah.
And those people have somewhat just went into hibernation.
Mm-hmm.
And not worry about what is happening in Atlanta, and some of that has been a part of to build Atlanta the way it is.
So I think I hear you say that the people who are from here need to make sure they're paying attention to what's happening.
Well, that's right.
In Atlanta.
That's right.
And open our eyes.
That's right.
And listen to people like you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people get, there's a lot of worth in doing things here in Atlanta that they don't enjoy. I mean, I got people who don't even come downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they stay out there in where they are, and they don't want to come downtown. It's in too much trouble.
Mm-hmm.
They tend to stay right in the neighborhood they're in. Mm-hmm. But I've just always been aggressive. I mean, let me tell you something. Back in the day, I used to tell when y'all came in this town, I'd tell you like this. I said, now listen, tell you something. I don't care who you are. I'm born and raised in this town.
Right.
So you want to go somewhere, you need to talk to me.
Right. Right.
I get you in the door that you want to get
Right,
into, all right?
right.
Because I know who to go to. Maynard Jackson.
Yeah.
Was my bosom buddy, all
Right.
right? Being a Morehouse man, Morehouse men take care of each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Therefore, we knew how to get into where we need to get into to make things happen. You see, I have never had a door closed on me
Yeah.
because of what I am or what I do.
Right.
There's always have been doors open for me
Yeah.
to walk it through it.
Yeah, I think that's important too. As I'm from Atlanta, I was
Yeah.
born and raised here,
Yeah.
and it's important that we, after living elsewhere, I would always be jealous of my friends who were living in New York, whose parents, they could go to their parents' house for dinner and do this and it's important. Having a deep connection with the city is a real thing, right? It's a real thing being able to go to your kindergarten and see your teacher in the grocery store and see, have those connections with the city. And I've experienced that since I've been back. So, I totally agree, and thank you for that. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. So this is the last part of our conversation, which is Q&A. So, anybody have any questions for Mr. Watkins? I know some people hit me up, text me like, "Oh, I have questions." So, this gentleman is a wealth of knowledge, not only about the business, not only about Atlanta, but life. So I know we have entrepreneurs in the audience. I know we have whatever. So open up the floor to you all. Those are my questions.
I got one.
Who's up first? Yeah.
Mr.
Can you introduce yourself,
Yes,
please,
sir.
as well?
Happy Wednesday. I'm Julian Virgin.
What's up?
Mr. Watkins,
Yes,
great
sir.
to see you.
Good to see you, sir.
I appreciate everything that you said. I want to
Thank
know
you.
if you were to go back and talk to your 25-year-old self, as I am today, what would you tell him in order to set yourself forward, things that now, the information that you have now, like what would you tell your 25-year-old self to kind of navigate some of the pitfalls that you may have fell into along the way?
Well, at 25, at 25, I always knew what I was going to do anyway. I mean,
That's so rare.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so rare.
Because my mission was just what it was, that I'm going to be in business. You see, that's when I bought the building at 27. Because I took my money and invested well and was able to do what my grandma was saying. So when it came time for me to put that money out, I was able to do it. I guess if I would say to any 25 years old, he said, it's just like I stated. Money is that you spend some, you save some. What I said?
Spend some, you save some, you hide
and
some.
hide some. So if you making something and you're 25,
There was
Yes,
something
sir.
else though.
yeah, then you got to learn those four things, okay? You got to learn. I don't care what you do, you got to learn how to hide some. So if you have your mind set on what you want to do, you in turn can have some money instead to put it in, cause that's what gonna get you through this town, is how much money you come to the table with. That's basically what it is. You got to have some money to come through the table with, and you got to have it. You can have it in the bank, you have wherever you want to do, but in this town here, you got to have some money for it, really, to do what you need to do. Okay.
Yeah.
Did I answer your question?
Noted. It's all noted.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next question.
Go ahead.
Sir, introduce yourself.
I'm Will May. So I'm a property owner in the area, and sort of a
Slight flex.
well, I say I'm putting it in context. I wanted to buy in this neighborhood because it's Sweet Auburn, it's MLK's neighborhood. There's a lot of history here. But one of the things that I've always sort of been confused by is sort of what happened here, specifically with Auburn Avenue and Edgewood, were sort of deteriorated because you hear about land of life, you hear about all these rich cultural, financial stories.
Yeah.
But then by the time we got here, it's pretty much a ruin.
Yeah.
So what happened there? And I hear different stories. Some blame it on the churches, some blame it on
Integration.
Yeah,
That's what I hear as well.
Various theories.
Mm-hmm.
But as a person who's seen it from when it was at its high point to where it is now, what happened? And I still sort of feel like it's going to, turn around again. And what is your opinion about this neighborhood and investing in it and its future?
Well, let me try to back up it and talk about how this was a long time ago. It was that black folks that used to pull the money together. There was a drugstore called Yates and Milton Drugstore that was owned by black. They had all drugstore all around the town. Citizens Trust Bank was all black, okay? Atlanta Life was all black. Black folk was more black people during that time, okay? And which means, in fact, they pulled their money together during the time because nobody had much money, but that which they had, they pulled it together to build what they had to do what it had to be. But now you got the situation where you got so many other banks here who is throwing money after you. It's got so many people buying up stuff around here till we don't have black people to come together and say, let's do this. I don't care what you look at. There's not a single person in this town that own any large building here besides H.A. Russell's. They own any large building here where they can say that they pulled itself together and with some young people and be able to say, this is our building. You know what I'm saying? So I think what you're doing is investing in this town, buying it here is good because it will come back. It will come back to all property is good property. You don't worry about it, it's going to go up. I think if you can pull enough money together to do what you need to do, it'd be good for you to invest. I'm like this. I have a lot of property myself, but property is good money to invest in.
And what happened here? How did it deteriorate?
Well, I just told you it would deteriorate because white folk came and threw money at it. I mean, that's what happened. They came in and throw money. Hey, you listen. If you look at Citizens Trust, meanwhile Citizens Trust sold. They had the bank building. You know what the bank building? Right on the street here. Well,
I don't know which one.
see that? See.
Part of the problem. No, I'm no.
We
So
understand.
yes.
See that's what I'm saying. Atlanta Life and everything, all of this. You know what Atlanta Life building is?
Only in the pictures.
Okay, all right. Well, see all this. If you go up Auburn Avenue here, you'll see to the left when you turn left on Piedmont. Well, you go up straight off Avenue. That before you get to Copeland, you'll look to your right. You see the big glass building. You ever seen that big glass building?
Yeah.
Yeah, big tall glass building. That was Atlanta Life,
Church?
huh?
In reference to the church, where the
What church?
The
What
big
church?
church right there.
No.
What big church?
There's-
Big Bethel?
Yeah,
Big Bethel.
yeah.
Well, it's further than that. It's the next. It's one,
2 blocks.
two lights, 2 blocks up
Gotcha.
on the right hand side. Well, you make one light and make a right. You see this other glass building, which was Citizens Trust Bank. Well, when it's just something about us. It's what it is. We did not invest back into our black businesses like we should have. Okay, because young people, they start throwing money. They were going that way, and it's the same thing. Integration's changed a lot and made a lot of things happen different for us. Okay, because when we had money, we think that the steaks are better at whoever's steakhouse. When we had a steakhouse, which was right up the street here, right there, Auburn and I think the Copeland, Piedmont. I can't think of the name of Joe's Steakhouse. Right there on the corner, there. It's still sitting there. We had a steakhouse there. Well, he had to go. You see, because Vegas in that people start going to other places. So it's just like in my business. Black people, we're losing game on what we have because a lot of blacks like to go to white people too. Okay, where when we were doing things together. So now the white conglomerates can come in, and because you're not getting that much business, but you got a name, they in turn will come and say, we'll just buy you, and we have you to work for us. You follow what I'm saying? So that is the issue that we have to face with. You say, how do you sustain yourself if you're not getting the business that you need to get from the people you bury? And that's why I tell everybody that I told this white boy. I said, he said, man, I buried a whole lot of black folks. I said, yeah. I said, you know what I'm gonna start doing? I'm gonna start concentrating how I can bury a lot of y'all. And that shouldn't come out, but we did. But we did that in Carrollton.
Yeah.
We did it in Douglasville.
Yeah.
And we buried whites and blacks in those
Right.
towns. Okay. They tried to buy me because you're in the in the city of Atlanta proper, and I give all the praise to God. I buried more people
Yeah.
in Atlanta than any black funeral home buried in a whole year.
And I just thought about this as I was like doing my research. Like you pretty much have like black funeral homes and white funeral homes, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I've ever. I'm like I didn't even realize how segregated of an industry that was until I was doing my research on you. And I'm like, I don't know if I've ever been to a white funeral. Like I've ever like seen. You know, I guess I gotta wait till you die, Mike. I'll be there.
Let me just say this.
But no, I noticed that. I was like, I don't know if I didn't realize how segregated that was.
Yeah. But it is, but it's not. You know, I said to say this. The reason why mine is what it is because I'm steady
Right.
in the community.
Right.
You see, I'm out there among the people
Right.
to let them know. I mean, I got where it's so cool now that they would say, well, you know, most time people be scared when they see the undertaker come out because they figure they look for somebody dead. But when they see you, they know you just here to have a good time with us. Okay, so that brings a connection with them to know that it's all about relation. Being able to say, well, something happened. Well, let's call Willie Watkins. You know, we see him at certain places. He doing this, whatever. So, and then the rest of them, they rely on just the surrounding. I rely on everybody.
Yeah.
You said, you know what that's right. We have Shorty Low, Cash Money, and Cash Money. We took him to what? The Blue Flame.
Y'all take Cash Money to the Blue Flame?
We took Cash Money to the Blue Flame. We innovated. How was Shorty Low or Cash Money? Shorty Low. Oh, you know about it. Oh, thank you for knowing about it. Yeah. I know we had Cash Money.
Yeah.
I forget the name.
Yeah.
But Shorty Low,
Yeah.
his death, we took his body.
To Blue Flame. Oh yeah, I was reading about that funeral. Y'all like toured it around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Like
Yeah, I mean, but you see, that's got to be innovative
Yeah.
in what you do, right? And if that's what the family want, we do it.
Yeah.
You said so. It's I mean, they could probably come and get me, but they ain't gonna get the service.
Right.
I mean, I'm not gonna sell out to them because I know what my black people want. Okay.
Right.
And there's some whites that want it too. Matter of fact, we had a horse and carriage, and the lady told me, she said, I want a horse and carriage. She said, I want a trauma. Can I get the high steppers and the person playing the saxophone at the service? You know, because some people want that celebration. You know.
And we have time for one more question.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would like to ask a question.
Okay.
Yes,
I've
We'll
got a
get you
question
as
and
well,
a
yeah.
statement. It's really quick. So
Yeah.
you mentioned Maynard Jackson. That's actually a close family friend of mine.
Oh yeah. Good.
Statement. He just turned 70 a few weeks ago, and I had the privilege of DJing his party, so that was great. But what was your relationship
Wait.
with
Maynard's dead.
Maynard?
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Who you
You're
talking
thinking-
Oh my goodness, I'm thinking of Maynard Eaton.
Maynard Eaton.
Okay. Yeah, no. It's okay. I was like,
Yeah, we know Maynard Eaton too.
but yes.
I
We
thought
buried
you
it.
said Maynard Eaton,
We buried
and
him
I
much.
just
No.
said Maynard Jackson.
No,
Yes.
But
we buried him, but we know Maynard Eaton.
Maynard Eaton,
He's a news
I feel really
news
silly
content.
saying
Yeah,
that. I
yeah,
was
but
just
that's
thinking-
right.
Because I just went to
No,
his
yeah.
birthday party a few
That's
weeks ago, and I was like, oh, Maynard. Yeah, cool.
Maynard.
The Maynard Jackson
Definitely
was
someone else.
Maynard Jackson was the first black mayor
Yeah.
of
I
the
just-
city.
I heard
He's the
Maynard,
one.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I understand, but he turned this whole city around.
Yeah.
And he made a lot of people millionaires. You know what I'm saying? He gave me the contract when I was I was in van transportation. He was in the bus transportation.
Yeah.
To do with Delta the flight crew.
Right.
He said, "Let me tell you some boy." He said, "Come in," because when he was running from there, we used to take him around and do what needed to be done. He said, "Listen, you need to get you some vans and get some limos." He said, "Cause we've been to make some money." He said, "I'm gonna give you Delta Airline." I said, "Go give me Delta Airline." He said, "Yeah." He picked and called the president of Delta Airline and said, "Listen, I want a Watkins limousine to take your people to pick up your flight crew from the airport and bring back." Well, anyway, we picked it up and do it. And he did the same thing with American Airlines too. He said, I mean, just to show you how the connection is. And he made Herman Russell, you know?
Yeah.
He made Herman Russell, if y'all read the history, he made black folks a millionaire if you was able to do what's supposed to be done, he made it happen for you.
Yeah.
And he made it happen for you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Now, the rest of these mayors come here, they make it happen for themselves.
Right.
They sell them.
We're not gonna say any names.
Yeah, I ain't saying
We're not
right.
gonna say any names. I wonder what your question is. Yeah.
I have a million questions.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I think Atlanta prides itself on like culture, and I'm fascinated. I've only been to a few funerals. Excuse me. But I'm curious, like, what do you think, if anything, culturally defines not just a black funeral, but maybe a Southern black funeral, and how that might distinguish from a Northern black funeral, a West Coast black funeral, and then what do you think is unique to your service? Like, in addition to you shaking a hand and being there, it sounds like a lot of people have a lot of requests, but do people go to you for an experience that is a Willie Watkins experience? And what if anything, can you define that in?
Well, you know, I'm an advocate of celebration because I'd go back biblical with it. When a person come into the world, when a baby come into the world, you cry because why? And it's biblical. Because when they come into this world of sin and all the sin and frustration, they got to go through life and doing whatever that they have to go through in order to maneuver themselves, navigate themselves through life and everything. You know, it's a hard chant. It's a hard chant for the newborn child when a person come in and it's out. Well, you know, it said at the end, and you have made it through. The Bible teaches that you need to celebrate that life. So this is what I try to do. I do, because the lady told me, I try to do. We celebrate the life. I was very innovative in everything I've done. I saw the first horse and carriage. I saw the top hats, the dove releasing, the music in the cars. You name it, everything you may see somebody else doing. When you say Southern, how Southern different are, well, everything you may look on YouTube and see other people doing, carrying people on the shoulder and whatever, carrying the bodies on the shoulder, but I do it in a dignified way. I did not want to take it from make it feel like we were doing something for a show. There's a way you do things and the way you do it to make yourself different, stand out for others.
Yeah. Do you go to other funerals just to check out the competition?
No.
No.
Answer Jelani.
He said what kind?
Tell
Either.
Jelani.
Does he got no? He has enough on his hands. I imagine.
Can I just add something to
Yes.
I went to Spelman 10 years ago, and I lived off of People's Street.
Okay.
So it was right around the corner from the
Oh,
mansion.
yeah.
And I would always see people outside kicking up their feet and
Yeah.
in the rocking chair.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was like a homey type of feeling, and I was
That's
like,
right.
yo, I got to get to one of these funerals.
Not putting it on your social calendar
That's
though.
where we want to be. And
Yeah.
I come from California, so there is a So
Yeah.
I don't even know that there was a distinction of black and white. I mean, there's, you know, but we probably just went to white funeral homes
Yeah.
with black folk. I don't know that there was a distinction, but
Right.
There's a different.
there was always so.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I thank you for saying that. That's one of the things we wanted to create is that home-like atmosphere. You saying so people come in the rocking chairs and sit on rocking chairs and do what need to be done. I mean, just reminisce about the loved one or whatever. Okay, and we created that atmosphere. And say your loved one being treated from taken from your home to our home for you to celebrate their life.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
A couple of things. First of all, I'm 66, and I went to my first white funeral 2 weeks ago,
Okay.
and it is different.
It's different. It's different.
Oh, yeah, it's different.
Okay.
It's different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know you've been one.
I didn't realize how segregated of a business it was. I was like, I don't know if I've ever been to, and I wouldn't even know what I'm like, is it the same? Is it less singing, less what?
I think it's it's a function of church.
Yeah.
Right. So it's essentially whatever a white service would, it would probably mirror that in just a.
Unfortunately, it's probably a reflection on other people's everything else.
Yeah, but most of the time
It's not unlike.
most time it's just cremation is just a memorial service. It's just a memorial service, though.
I just want to share that, but
Yeah.
the biggest thing I wanted to ask Willie, because we came up in the same era,
Yeah.
Right.
and we remember when black folks, again, fought for each other,
That's right.
Right.
made things happen.
That's right.
And I talked about it when I was here.
Yeah.
That has been lost.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
I used the term, the balls got lost.
That's right. That's right.
Is
Yeah.
it just me?
No. No.
It ain't the same. We fought to make things happen.
No. No.
To get people to a certain position.
Yeah.
Right.
But it ain't like that no more.
Right.
That's right.
98% of all of our business is on the other side of the track.
That's right.
Black companies do not hire us.
No.
Wait a second, but do we blame our generation, or do we have to look to your generation on like who dropped the ball? Like, I think it's.
No, I'm joking.
It's a question that I'm posing to everybody. Like,
Yeah.
we understand that the ball has been dropped, but there's no argument on that point. But
Who's at fault?
Who's at fault?
We
Like,
are. We are. And I'm going to tell you why we are. Because we were the first generation, or we got it like that now.
Yeah.
And our children, we didn't probably do the right things with
That's
them.
right.
That's the problem. Because we gave it to them.
That's right. That's
They
right.
didn't earn it.
That's right.
And so that is the difference.
Yeah.
So, and that's my take on it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the thing I say, you know, we so quickly to sell out for money. I mean, that's basically what it is. I mean, you know, if the money flashing before you, you're going to sell out and do what needs to be done. I mean, if you're not gung-ho hard on making this happen, if you're not, then you're going to sell out. That's what's happening. I mean, in the city government, I mean, certain people, they sold the city out anyway, period. So, you know, let's not talk about it. That one.
We'll talk about that after lunch.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Watkins.
Thank you.